There's a microphone, but can you hear me? There's a little microphone button down at the bottom. Is it X'd out? I can't hear you. Nobody can hear you. All right. So if you look down at the bottom, there's like a little microphone and a video and then an add button. Do you see the microphone? Click it and see what happens. You should be. I should be able to hear you. We can't hear you. You keep talking like we can hear you. You're gonna have to like mimic sign language or something because I have no clue what you're trying to say. All right, guys, welcome into Unrivaled Sports. Even when I'm not there, the technical difficulties still seem to supersede us. Major, give me just a second. We'll try to figure out what's going on for you. Okay, that just flipped your camera around. So.
Okay, let's see if
there
this
you
helps.
are. I can hear you.
Okay. All right, so sorry, guys. Go into my settings, and I have no idea why the camera flipped around now.
Just tap your screen, I guess.
That's what I'm trying to do. Like, it didn't do that before. Oh my God, guys! Sorry.
I mean, you don't get this kind of content anywhere else.
No, sir, not at all.
All right, go back into your settings and see and adjust your camera settings. There you are.
There we go. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me and see me now? I hope you can.
We can hear you and can see you now.
All right, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Unrivaled Sports. I'm Major. I will be here tonight by myself. Joey and Dylan have some other things they got going on, and luckily I was able to get Joey on here to help me out. Dylan's got something going on, so I'll be winging this by myself. I got some high school scores. I went and wrote some things out, so y'all give me just a second. I'm kind of looking down the college slate real quick, trying to get it pulled up. All right, so let's see. We're going to jump right into high school sports. Got the playoffs starting this week. We're going to start down here on the island. We're going to go all the way up through Mobile and Highway 43 into Clark County. So y'all bear with me. We got Orange Beach. Orange Beach is going to be at home this week against the 5-5 Booker T. Washington in 4A action. Gulf Shores is at home. And if y'all haven't seen the post already, we're going to be live doing a little tailgate event. So y'all have to come out to the MIC and watch and hang out with us. We'll be there watching Gulf Shores versus the 5-5 Carroll in 5A action. Bayside at Montgomery Catholic, who is 10-0. And 4A action, Fairhope is at Auburn, who is 9-1 in 7A action. Let's see, Spanish Fort is at Pike Road, who is 6-4 in 6A action. Williamson is at Charles Henderson, who is 8-1 in 5A action. Theodore 10-0 at home against Lanier, who is 5-4 in 6A action. Sarah Lands at home versus Wetumpka, who is 7-3 in 6A action. Faith Academy, man, we got a bunch of schools around here or in these three counties that are going up or playing in playoff games. Faith Academy at Eufaula, who is 8-2 in 5A action. St. Paul's is at Carver. Montgomery, who's 9-1 in 6A action. UMS 10-0 home against Headland, who's 6-4 in 5A action. T.R. Miller is at home against Montgomery Academy in 4A action. Mobile Christian at Houston Academy, who is 10-0 in 3A action. Excel, who went 9-1 this year, will be at home against Pike County, 6-3 in 3A action. Jackson High School Aggies, 8-2, will be at Andalusia, who's 9-1. That should be a good ball game in 4A action. Jackson Academy, who's 10-0, will be home against Lakeside, who's 3-7 in 1A AISA action. Leroy will be at home against Georgiana, who's 7-3 in 2A action. Milry is at home against Florala, who is 9-3 in 1A action. Clark County at home versus Cottonwood, 5-5 in 2A action. Clark Prep will be at home against Macon East in AISA 2A action. Thomasville at home versus Strawn In 3A action, and Sweetwater is at home against Verbena, who is 8-2 and 1A action. So if I missed any of y'all schools, be sure to let us know. I don't know that I can see comments on my Facebook or on the restream right here. But that's a rundown of everybody that's playing this week. Orange Beach playing Booker T in 4A. I think this is Orange Beach's first playoff appearance. Maybe in 4A. They may have made it last year. I don't remember. Gulf Shores against Carroll. It's been a long time since Gulf Shores been to the playoffs. Gulf Shores is looking really good this year. So we'll be at that game. Like I said, we'll be doing a live tailgate. So y'all have to come out and hang out with us if you're local. If not, tune in. We'll be doing a live from the ball game, doing a little tailgate, talking about the game. So y'all be sure to tune in to that. Excuse me, tomorrow night. UMS will be at Headland. I wish I'd done a little bit more research and known what I was talking about on some of these games. Spanish Ford at Pike Road. Fairhope at Auburn will be a pretty good game. Bayside drew the bad draw, got Montgomery Catholic, who Dylan said is going to win probably 4A. Montgomery Catholic is at 10-0. Foley's at home against Dothan. I wish I had Dylan on here. Excuse me. Wish I had Dylan on here because I was going to talk about Dothan tonight. Dothan I saw a video the other day on a Dothan head coach who slammed down one of his assistant coaches for being on the football field and getting a penalty, and he's going to be suspended, if I'm not mistaken, for this game. That's the Dothan head coach. So we got a lot of high school action. Should be a fun weekend. We'll give y'all scores. We may, Joey, if you're listening, we may try to come on Friday night if we can and give some scores and some updates on some of these games if we can get scores on them. So that's your high school football. Now we're going to switch over to some college football real quick. College football this week. Friday night, we got Oregon State and Washington. I think that'll be a pretty good ball game. Duke and Boston College. Duke should win that ball game pretty easily, I would think. Let's see. We got Ohio State Northwestern, Ohio State by 100. TCU versus Texas Tech. TCU keeps playing good ball, but watch out, TCU. Texas Tech is one that could come up and bite you. Even though they got the crap beat out of them last week, I think Texas Tech could be one of those sneaky teams. What's up, Joey? We can see you. Don't know if we can hear you though. Yeah, I can't hear anything. Hey, you might as well be sign languaging and miming because we can't hear you. Maybe they can, but I can't. Let's see. So whenever I can hear you, I guess we'll talk. Virginia, North Carolina. North Carolina favored by 7. They're playing at Virginia. That could be a pretty decent ball game for the first half or so, but I think North Carolina end up running away with that one. Tulane, Tulsa, Kentucky, Missouri. Kentucky only favored by 1 over Missouri. Kentucky coming off a loss. I think Kentucky handles business at Missouri. That could be a sneaky game, but I think Kentucky handles Missouri. Got Florida, Texas A&M. Texas A&M at home, favored by 3. Texas A&M. This is one of those games that's just like, who's playing? We don't care. SEC, that part of the SEC is just down right now, not looking good. Texas A&M 3-5, Florida at 4-4. Minnesota and Nebraska. Minnesota could be a good ball game with Nebraska. Minnesota's favored by 16. Joey, I see you're watching, and I guess you can hear me, but Minnesota's favored by 16. Nebraska's playing they're not playing good ball, but they're playing close ball games to people. I think Nebraska is a good take on 16 points at home this week against Minnesota. Could be wrong, but Nebraska should. I think Nebraska will cover those 16 points and make that game close. Iowa, Purdue. That should be Purdue's favorite. That should be a pretty good ball game. Baylor, Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma will probably win that ball game. Dylan Gabriel's come back and looked pretty good. They could open things up really against Baylor. I think if you're going to take anything, I don't know if the over under on in that is under 65, but if it's under 65 or so, I would take the over in that game. There'll probably be 80 points scored in that ball game. I say that, and they'll probably score 20. And then we come to Georgia, Tennessee. Georgia favored by 8 against number 1 Tennessee at Georgia. I'm sorry, Joey and Bama fans and Georgia fans, but I think Tennessee takes care of business at Georgia this week. Tennessee, I've watched, and Tennessee has been in control of pretty much every game they played. I know a lot of Alabama fans still think the referees beat them in that game, but Tennessee has been in control of every ball game. Georgia has played some close ball games to some people they shouldn't have. I know they're playing at Georgia. I know Georgia's tough, but I think Tennessee gets it done this week, and they're an 8-point favorite. I mean, an 8-point underdog to Georgia. And I just, from what I've seen from both teams, I just can't see Georgia winning that ball game. Again, I've been wrong many times. We got Oregon and Colorado, nothing there. Penn State, Indiana. Penn State, Indiana, nothing there. Michigan State, Illinois. Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State embarrassed us last week, by the way. I don't know how many of y'all were watching or how many of y'all are part of Double Down Sports, but we were high on Oklahoma State last week. And Oklahoma State got routed. Didn't put up a single point against Kansas State last week. That was really surprising. Kansas State come out and just absolutely dominated Oklahoma State in every aspect of the ball game, and there was nothing they could do about it. It was a terrible ball game. Hey, look, I heard something.
Testing. Am I in?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Perfect.
You got some time because you wanted to talk about that about Tennessee, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard you say something about the referees, and I refreshed everything because I was like, "This ain't. I got to stop them. I'm tired of the blasphemy."
No, I was just saying, Tennessee, man. They're an 8-point underdog this week to Georgia, and I was saying sorry to you and the Alabama fans and the Georgia fans. And I was just saying that I think Tennessee right now, from what I'm seeing, is the better team. They've had control of every ball game they've played in, even though Alabama fans may not agree about that Alabama game and that the referee.
Well, I think control of the game. I mean, there were times where Alabama was up by 10. So but again, Alabama was also the number 2 or 3 ranked team in the nation at the time too. They weren't struggling with Missouri on the road. It was. So I get what you're saying there. I do think Tennessee's the better team right now. I mean, where are they playing this game at?
They're playing at Georgia.
Well, then that's gonna. We'll see. I don't know if Tennessee can go duplicate what they did against Alabama on the road.
What I've seen is Georgia struggle with teams they shouldn't have, and yes, they played up to some of their opponents that they should have, but Tennessee, man, they're clicking on all cylinders right now, and they just, to me, look like the better ball team. I know it's in Georgia.
That's what I'm saying. They're clicking, but they're clicking at home too. They're not. We'll see. This will be a huge test. I think Tennessee can win the ball game and take control of the East, but I think it's going to. I'm not saying that Georgia's going to cover. I think it wins the ball game. Because, I mean, Georgia has to play the best game they've played all year.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. I mean, they've got to 100% play the best game. Excuse me, best game of the year.
Dogs in the secondary, too, though.
Do what?
Georgia got some good dogs in that secondary. So, I mean, I don't think Alabama's secondary is trash. So I don't think Tennessee's going to air the ball out. That what's his name, Jalen, ain't going to have 5 touchdowns. Ain't gonna happen.
And look, they get help. They got Jalen Hyatt, who's been
Yes.
really good all year, but they've got Tillman back, who had a couple of catches last week, but he just come back from injury. Tillman's the biggest part of that offense. Hyatt kind of took over with Tillman out injured, but with Tillman back, you got Hyatt, you've got Brandon McCoy, I think, the transfer from USC. So I think they're going to be at full strength, which is going to help them. That's why I think they win the ball game, is because they've got everybody healthy this week. And I think that's going to help get them over the edge in Georgia. And we'll see. It's going to be a good ball game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I definitely think. I'm looking forward to it. And then, I mean, then you got the night game. And I'm talk for a few minutes, and I'll let you finish it up. I got to run to do some more unrivaled sports work. We're recording a the first, and maybe only this year, but we'll make an announcement because I know me and you talked about the other night. The first unrivaled sports prep, high school football. We're going to do a little video tonight. Me and a guy that has a lot of high school knowledge, and I don't know if you can still see. I don't know what happened. I'm going to record that, and we'll post it. Hopefully, get it edited tonight and post it first thing in the morning so they can watch it. It'll be on our YouTube and Facebook.
Awesome.
But yeah, then you turn around after that 2:30 kick in Athens, and you get Bama and LSU in Death Valley at night. And I mean, I'm going. I'm waking up Saturday. Me and a buddy are going. You know, I'm when we bought tickets for this game, this was just going to be like, hey, we're going to go to Baton Rouge. We're going to work them over really good. Then we're coming home. Now, this game could determine the West. I mean, Ole Miss is still in there, but I mean, this is a big game. All of a sudden, it wasn't going to be. This was just going to be LSU's going to have a rebuilding year with Brian Kelly's first year, and now Alabama's coming in. At the time was like a 7-point favorite and 7.5. And I think if it's 7.5, you take LSU to cover all day. But yeah, a little nervous. Don't get me wrong, a little nervous. So
Yeah, now
that
I think right now
I think if Bryce if Bryce is ready to go, I mean, he's had a week off now. They've gotten some rest. They've gotten healthy. If Bryce comes in there and just is Bryce, like Dylan calls him the gingerbread man. I mean, Alabama could score 42 in Death Valley.
Yeah.
So I don't think LSU can score 40 on Alabama. So we'll see. It's kind of one of those games. If LSU shows up to play and they show up to play, the giant killer, then it's going to be a tough game for Alabama, and it could be very close.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, LSU's been playing a lot better ball since they played Florida State. I don't think they should have lost that game to Florida State either. But you're looking at an LSU team that very well could be 7-1 right now, along with Alabama. And this game, like you said, is going to mean a lot. I mean, it's going to determine probably the West. The winner of this game is probably going to win the West and play either Georgia or Tennessee, whoever wins that ball game.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be. I mean, we've got 2 huge games this weekend. 2 huge games.
And let's not forget that Ole Miss is sitting back there, still has to play both of these teams.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this game tomorrow still has to turn around and play Ole Miss, who only has 1 conference loss, and could potentially be, when they say, lead their own destiny for the SEC West. There's a chance you could have a 3-way tie in the West.
It's very, very possible.
So It's interesting.
Yes,
It's November. It's starting to get. I mean, this is when it gets interesting. So a lot of good football this weekend.
yeah, no doubt. I'll be absolutely glued, and I mean glued to the TV this weekend.
Yeah.
Because Auburn's playing, but I don't
Well,
even
Cadillac.
I won't even turn that ball game on. I'll just check the score every once in a while.
And I think it's awesome that Cadillac Williams is the interim, and
Yeah,
and just for that guy to have that opportunity to lead this ball club for the rest of the season and for everything he's meant to Auburn, I think it's really cool. It's really special. I mean, I still hear it. I still hear the call. The from the Iron Bowl when he broke free and took off. Um, I think it's really awesome for them. I think can't even tell you who they're playing.
they're playing Mississippi State.
Eh, I think Cadillac could be 1-0.
I mean, he very well could. I mean, you could look at these kids saying, "Hey, let's let's get our stuff together and play up for Cadillac this weekend." He
I
could
think
have the boys ready to play.
you're going to see that.
Yeah.
You're going to have a packed stadium. Are they on the road?
Yes, at Mississippi State.
Starkville's not really that hard of a place to play. All they got's those stupid cowbells.
Yeah, them stupid cowbells. Dang-a-ling-ling-ling.
Man, that's all Klanga. That's all. I mean, it's just Klanga. I can't stand those cowbells. I'm so glad we got that game over with because normally that's the game we're rolling in next week is Mississippi State, but instead we got Ole Miss. So
Yeah,
I got
you talk about Ole Miss sitting back there with one loss. We'll see, but I think the Ole Miss game will be interesting. Ole Miss LSU, but I don't think that Ole Miss will hang with Alabama at all. I think the LSU Ole Miss game will be a closer, better game. But now, like I said, I've been wrong before, and I've been wrong a bunch of times actually on college football. But Alabama runs away from Ole Miss. I think LSU and Ole Miss are going to be the better of the two ball games to watch. I mean, as far as like being closer to
well,
me.
Alabama's got to go to Oxford, and so that's going to be Kiffin looking to beat Saban. That could end up being a pretty good, close game. We'll see. Like I said, Alabama's just got to get it together on defense. If they can get disciplined, stop committing some of these stupid penalties, and just play disciplined football the way they're supposed to play, up to the Bama standard. I mean, they shouldn't even be in trouble in Baton Rouge. They should blow out Ole Miss, and they should handle Auburn in the Iron Bowl at home and
Sure.
get
Yeah.
the championship. But they haven't done that this year. They haven't come close to doing that this year. So I wouldn't expect them to do it now. Just
Yeah.
say.
No doubt. And look, before you go, I'm just going to talk about this real quick. We haven't talked Heisman yet, like had an actual Heisman talk.
Yeah, anybody
Uh,
but Hooker. Give it to anybody. Give it to anybody except Hendon Hooker.
just FYI, Bo Nix is going to have another big week
Give it to
against
Bo Nix. Give it to anybody
Colorado.
except Hendon Hooker.
He's probably going to go for 300 plus, 3 touchdowns. He'll probably account for 6, which will put him up to like close to 40 touchdowns. I'm just saying, Bo Nix for Heisman. Let's put him in the talk.
Hey, he'd probably be there. His numbers are just like Marcus Mariota's when he was there.
Yeah, he's got really good numbers. I mean, I just like to talk about it because all the Auburn fans wanted to get rid of him, and a lot of Alabama fans, were like talked about him a lot. And look at the kid out there, Oregon. I know it's Oregon, it's the Pac-12, it's different football, but he's behind an offensive line. He's been sacked one time. Well, sorry, he got sacked last weekend one time. He's been sacked twice all year. And look at what the kid's doing. He's putting up big numbers. He hadn't thrown a lot of interceptions. I think he's got 3 interceptions on the. I mean, so why not? Let's talk about putting old Bo in there for Heisman and really piss off all fans.
Like I said, give it to anybody except Hendon Hooker.
Anybody for Henry Hooker, and you're good.
Yeah. You give it to Bo Jackson again for all I care. Just get anybody except Hendon Hooker.
All right,
Give, give
Robbie
it to
for
anybody.
Heisman.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hop off because I got a kid screaming his head off in the next room. I have no clue why he's supposed to be asleep. But But yeah, tomorrow, 5:30, 5:30 to 7, come out to the MIC. Me and Major should be out there. I don't know if we're going to have a tent. I don't have a tent. I got to get a tent. We may not have a tent, but come out there, hang out with us. We'll do like a little live segment. Come out, be loud. As Gulf Shore's first home playoff game. So it's a big deal for our city, big deal for our community. Orange Beach also, I think, is Orange Beach at home?
Yes, Orange Beach is also at home.
Yeah, so big deal for Orange Beach. I think that's going to be Orange Beach could fare okay tomorrow. But I'll tell you what I want. What I want to do, Major, is that if we have a good showing tomorrow night, Jackson should host the second round game if they win tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if they do, I would love to get a few of our connections up that way and do a live show next Friday from Ed's Drive-In.
Hey, do
Would that not
not,
be awesome? That would be awesome.
do not tempt me because I will call Bubba Butts.
I'm not tempting you. I'm already there. I just need Jackson to handle their business. We'll have a pep rally at Ed's Drive-In.
You don't want to go hang out with my peoples in Jackson, Alabama. Now we can have a good old time up there. I'm just saying.
I'll bring the overalls and the moonshine. We'll just ride on.
Hey, let's go. Hey, look, if they win next, oh my God, no, I won't be able to do anything next week. Sorry, got to make the announcement now. I am leaving to go with the disaster response team to Fort Myers to go out and go down there and cook for the first responders next week with our disaster response trailer and cook trailer and all that.
That actually works to go do that?
Do what?
They ain't got nobody that actually works to go do that?
No, man, they got to have a cook. So,
okay.
I cook, so I got to go down there, man. We're going down there. We're going to support the first responders. We're going to cook for them for a few days. So,
all right, well, just put me in touch with Bubba Butts, and I'll be at Ed's Drive-In next Friday.
All right, I will put you in touch with Bubba Butts. And Bubba Butts, if you're watching this, Joey Pierce, if Jackson wins and hosts next week, will be at Ed's Drive-In with a steak sandwich and a cherry Sprite in hand.
I'm telling you, that club they got looks delicious too. I don't know, everybody kind of knows my story. I can't really eat that much anymore, but if I get up there early enough, I may be able to try a bite of two or three different things. I want a cheeseburger, that steak sandwich, and man, that club it looks so good.
I wish I could go. We could get like I got some connections up there, so we could get like a game day, where they bring out the food and set it out for the guys. Man, we can have all kinds of stuff up on a table up there and do it live from there and try all the food and everything. But hey, steak sandwich and cherry Sprite, that's the way to go. I'm telling you, 100% best combination.
Well, yeah, y'all come see us tomorrow night out the MIC, 5:30 to 7. Man, you can bring some food if you want. I don't really know if there are rules out there. I'll probably bring a grill and a couple packs of Conecuh just so we have a little something to eat before the game. And man, I hope everybody comes out. It should be a lot of people. It should be a packed house tomorrow night. So get there early because the traffic's going to be wild, especially on County Road 6. So,
oh yeah.
Hopefully we see y'all guys tomorrow. Major, I'm gonna hop off.
All right.
And look for the high school video. Should be some really good high school information, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking with them. And we will post that hopefully first thing tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Everybody be looking out for those videos. Joey, appreciate you joining in and hollering at us for a minute.
Yeah, man. Keep it up, and no more badgering Alabama in that Tennessee game. But I'm behind. It's behind me now.
So one question, because I've never done this. When I get ready to end this, do I just hit the leave button and it'll cut off, or what?
You can. I'm watching, so I can hit end stream and I'll end it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
You just talk away. I'm listening.
All right. Well, we got just a few more minutes. We're gonna wrap it up because I'm almost done with the game. So.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Peace.
All
right. So there you have it. Joey was talking about the Alabama LSU game, and I'm sorry. I know everybody gets on to me for saying I even took a speech class, but I gotta pause or I start stuttering, and I say instead of stuttering. So let's see, Liberty and Arkansas that may actually turn out to be a pretty good ball game. Liberty and Arkansas. Arkansas may walk away with it, but Liberty's been playing a lot of these Power 5 schools and big conferences. They've been playing close games with them. And then we got Kansas State, who walloped Oklahoma State last week, playing Texas. They're at Kansas State. Texas is a 2.5-point favorite. I don't know about that game. I would probably stay away from it. Dylan isn't here to talk with us tonight to give us his lock or two of the night. Clemson and Notre Dame, I don't know why, but I like Notre Dame in this ball game. I don't know why. Really don't, because Clemson's number 4 in the nation. Notre Dame's lost some games they shouldn't have, but they've been playing really good defense and running the ball here lately. Man, I like Notre Dame for some reason against Clemson at home, at Notre Dame, at night. That's kind of like being in Baton Rouge down there at LSU at night. Notre Dame's a different place at night, especially in big games. So that place could be rocking. So that game may surprise you. I don't look for Clemson to walk away from that one. Michigan over Rutgers by 50 at least. Let's see, Utah and Arizona. With Utah's starting quarterback out, Cameron Rising still out, as far as I know. That game could be closer than 17.5 points because Arizona's been playing pretty decent here lately. Utah's got a good defense. They're at home. But starting quarterbacks could be different than that. Can Auburn's guys play up for Cadillac this weekend? It's possible. Mississippi, they're playing at Mississippi State. Got deal with the ding all night. Cowbells shaking the stadium and everything else. But can the Auburn guys get up and play for Cadillac? It's very possible. We'll see. I think Mississippi State wins that. Maybe they don't win it by 12.5 just because of the playing up for Cadillac. I don't know. South Carolina, Vanderbilt. It's sad that South Carolina is only a 7-point favorite in that ball game. James Madison, Louisville. Louisville absolutely destroyed Wake Forest this past week. My man that I think probably should be one of the higher rated quarterbacks in the NFL draft coming up next year, Sam Hartman. They ate him up for 5 interceptions this past week, and they yanked him from the ball game. And James Madison's coming in town. I know they're playing big boy football now. Louisville's only a 7.5-point favorite after thumping, and I mean absolutely thumping, Wake Forest last week. Something's up there. Only 7.5 points. North Carolina State, Wake Forest. Wake Forest. See, there you go. North Carolina State, maybe because they don't have Leary at quarterback. Wake Forest is a 3.5-point favorite after getting drawn by Louisville this past week. Maybe Sam Hartman. Excuse me, my nose is itching. I know y'all saw me do that, scratching my nose, but it's itching. Wake Forest. Can they have a bounce back? Can Sam Hartman have a bounce back next week against North Carolina State? Very possible. He could, instead of throwing for 5 interceptions, he could throw for 5 touchdowns this week. That kid's good. USC at California. USC's pretty decent. They'll win that ball game by 40. Now, don't quote me on that. I'm not telling you to take that game if you're listening. They won't win it by 40. Let me swap over to NFL real quick, and we're going to start getting ready to wrap this up because I really don't have a lot for this week. If I can get back to – I'm without a computer, so I'm trying to do this on another phone. If I can figure out how to get back to NFL. And I have no idea how to get back to the NFL. Awesome. I'm not on my phone. I'm on a different phone. All right, here we go. NFL. All right, so the Eagles are up 7-0 right now on Houston. Or I'm sorry, 14-7. It just updated and updated again. 14-7. Eagles in the second. Let's see if there's any games worth talking about. Chargers, Falcons, nah. Dolphins, Bears, nah. Panthers, Bengals, nah. Packers, Lions, nah. Colts, Patriots, not really interesting. Bills, Jets. Bills should handle the Jets. They are an 11.5-point favorite, so they should handle the Jets this week. Vikings, Commanders, not worth mentioning. Seahawks, Cardinals, that could be a pretty good ball game. Arizona favored by 2, and the Seahawks are playing really good ball right now. Titans, Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 12.5. I don't think that they cover that, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I've been wrong twice in the past couple of weeks. Makes 3 times in my life. Ravens, Saints. Man, this is just a week. This is just a week this week in the NFL. It's not any big ball games on. So, yep, I don't see any. As far as fantasy, I'm thinking I took. See, I sucks not having my computer so I can look at my phone, but I think I stacked. I'm wanting to say I stacked some of the Cardinals guys. I think it was Kyler. And Hopkins in that Seahawks game, and then it was Geno and Metcalf in one. I stacked them each way in both of those games. Man, it sucks not having this wrote out or anything because I can't go over anything. So, guys, there you have it. I'm not going to sit here and keep y'all watching this when I don't have a lot of stuff wrote out. We went over high school. We went over some college real quick. It's just me, and I'm on the phone, and everything's weird tonight. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget, come out tomorrow night. See us at the Mick. Gulf Shores versus Carroll. First round of playoffs. Gulf Shores at home. We'll be there sitting on a tailgate. Maybe cooking some sausage and hanging out and talking football. We'll go live also. So y'all come out, see us there. Hang out with us. Guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.